Hello everyone, Alien Volt here. Let's talk about the DXRacer Tank. Alright, so the DXRacer Tank Series is the largest chair they make. It will support up to 450 pounds according to their website. And that's really big. After buying 3 different types of gaming racing chairs, I can say that the DXRacer definitely had the top packaging of the race chairs. They definitely are protecting their product, but for a $600 chair, you would expect them to. Now the packaging on the OP seat was pretty close to this, but after seeing the packaging on the console, that thing had almost next to no protection compared to these two. This thing is big. I might have overshot. It was between this or the Sentinel. The Sentinel's a pretty big chair too. I think it supported up to 350 pounds. And I started to go with that because it was quite a bit cheaper, and they had a version that was on sale on the website for the weekend. So that was definitely a strong opinion, but I wanted something that would last and be roomy, and I was scared that the Sentinel, even though I'm not 350 pounds, I would wear it out sooner. My last chair was pretty roomy. It was pretty big. It was made for up to 500 pounds, and it was very spacious. I liked that. I liked being able to move around in it a lot. And these chairs are very form-fitting, so I was kind of worried that if I went with the Sentinel, it might be too tight. Especially after seeing reviews of bigger guys who had gotten the console and the OP seat, and they were 300 pounds, and they were complaining that the chairs didn't seem like they were made for guys that were 300 pounds. And since I'm close to 300, I wanted to make sure I was safe. Now this thing the packaging is really, really good on this. I'm definitely impressed with this. Although this box fell apart in the larger box, I think it was probably because of the weight of the shock. Now I actually had to call the company because most of their chairs come with 2 shocks for different heights. But after calling the company, the Tank Series only comes with 1 shock. So unlike the other ones, you're only going to get 1. So whatever height, the maximum and lowest height of the chair with that shock is all you're going to get. But after putting it together, it's plenty. The base is pretty strong. It's a metal. And it definitely feels more sturdy than the OP seat's base, and a lot more sturdy than the console, which was actually a form of plastic. Now, their seats are metal framed, and they want you to see it. They didn't even put a bottom piece covering the seat, so that way you can actually see how the frame is made. And the thing that actually impressed me was they took the time to make sure the holes in the material were large enough that they didn't bind up with the bolts, and that was a problem I had with both the console and the OP seat when I was putting them together, is that the material would kind of bind up near the holes when you were trying to screw the bolts in, and you would have a lot of problems doing it, especially on the OP seat. That was tough. Now when I bought this chair, they were talking about how this was a high quality chair, and it was, that's why it was so expensive. And I'll tell you what, it's definitely packaged that way. I don't know if it's any better as far as lasting and quality overall. I know the frame looks pretty sturdy, although you can't really see the frames of the other chair because they didn't remove the bottom so you can see the middle. Now the leather on this is definitely a little thicker and rougher. It's not quite as soft as the other 2 chairs that I purchased, the OP and the console. But it looks fantastic, and I love the pillow. And look at the size of it compared to the other standard chairs. Now the difference of what these chairs are supposedly able to support is up to 350 pounds for the smaller ones and 450 pounds for the larger one. And the tank looks like it could support 450 pounds, where the other two chairs I would question whether or not they could truly support 350. My guess would be closer to 250. Now, DXRacer is a name brand, and probably because it was one of the first racing chairs out there on the market, and they now sponsor a lot of the esport competitions, so they're the chair of choice of esports. I don't know how much money they paid for that, but I'm sure it was quite a bit. Overall, the chair looks amazing. I mean, not that it looks any better than the competition. As far as the OP seat and the console sitting next to it, they're all great looking chairs. They're comfortable, you know, they're nicely made, they're high quality, and I noticed that when I was assembling it. Although for a $600 chair, I was thinking it was going to assemble itself, jump out of the box, and all of a sudden be put together. And my guinea pig for this video will be my son Ian, or his gaming tag Liquid Star. How's the chair feel?
Fine.
Does it feel comfortable in comparison to your Kinzel? What do you mean, does it feel the same or does it feel harder? Lean back in it. So it doesn't recline all the way back. And that was a surprise to me. I was actually expecting this chair to go back near 180 degrees like the other ones. And when I went back to the website and actually looked at it, it just said basically that it tilted back. So it reclined, but it didn't say the degrees that it actually reclined to. And it's definitely not 180 degrees. It's probably more like 130 degrees. Overall, I'm pretty pleased with the quality. It's a high density memory foam that's actually used in the chair, and the armrests actually are 4-dimensional adjustable. They raise up and down, forward, backwards, and left and right. So pretty good overall. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.